Hello and welcome to Sandbox Creations. Today I'm going to give a few tips to help you get an 8 band and above score in IELTS Listening Exam. The IELTS International English Language Testing System is an international standardized test of English language proficiency for non-native English language speakers, and it is used for the purpose of higher education and global migration. It is jointly managed by the British Council, IDP, IELTS Australia and Cambridge Assessment English and was established in 1989. The score of the exam is valid for 2 years and has 4 modules: listening, reading, writing and speaking, with scores being assigned on a 0 to 9 scale in 0.5 band increments, which is based on the CEFR Common European Framework of Reference for Languages levels. This is going to be a 4-part video, one for each module, and I'll be sure to make a playlist once all 4 videos are done. In this video, I am going to talk about how to prepare for the listening part of the exam. These strategies are equally applicable to tests like TOEFL and CELPIP. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, and please don't forget to click on the bell icon to enable notifications. First, I'm going to give an overview of the listening module, so that people who are unfamiliar with test can get a clear picture about it. So, if you're familiar with the pattern and all the nuances about the module, click on the timestamp on the first comment, so as to skip ahead directly to the tips, if you want to. I would suggest against it, as you might get an inkling about why you didn't get your dream score. The listening module has 4 sections, with 10 questions in each section. It's a 40 minutes affair, with 30 minutes for the test and an additional 10 minutes to transfer the answers to the given answer sheet. There are 40 questions. A variety of question types are used, chosen from the following: multiple choice, matching, plan or map or diagram labeling, form completion, note completion, table completion, flowchart completion, summary completion, sentence completion, short answer questions. Section 1 is a conversation between 2 people set in an everyday social context, like a conversation in an accommodation agency. Section 2 is a monologue set in an everyday social context, like a speech about local facilities or a talk about the arrangements for meals during a conference. Section 3 is a conversation between up to 4 people set in an educational or training context, for example a university tutor and a student discussing an assignment, or a group of students planning a research project. Section 4 is a monologue on an academic subject, like a university lecture. Each section is heard once only. A variety of voices and native speaker accents are used. Each correct answer receives 1 mark, and the scores out of 40 are converted to the IELTS 9-band scale. This is a word-for-word description of the listening exam as given in the candidate's manual, which is available on the website of IELTS. Now, I'll move on to some of the lesser-known but obvious facts. Each section starts with a short introduction about the situation and the speakers. Then some time is given to look at the questions, and this time is the most crucial part in the exam, as it will let you know exactly what words or phrases you have to look out for as you listen to the recordings. So, you have to listen very carefully to the recording while watching out for these cues. Another blessing in this test is that the questions are in the same order as the information in the recording, so the answer to the first question will be before the answer to the second question, and so on, and more importantly, the answer is not hidden with word play. This is not the case in most of the language proficiency tests. I don't remember if it was for TCF or TEF. The listening test is quite complicated, partly because of the higher number of questions, and secondly, the answers to the questions were not as obvious as in the IELTS exam. Additionally, the first 3 sections have a break in the middle, allowing test takers to look at the remaining questions, but you have to remember that each section is heard only once. Another fact that is often overlooked is that incorrect spelling and grammar mistakes cost you marks. This happens mainly because you rush during the exam. What you have to remember during the exam is that it is designed such that every single candidate with the ability to hear properly can get a 9.0 score. That being said, you should write down the answers to the questions in shorthand as soon as you identify them, as you cannot and will not remember 40 answers at the end of the exam. Now I'm going to give you some tips on how to actually get this score, as you now have a solid understanding about this module. The reason that most people have difficulty with this module is that they are not used to listening to English on a consistent basis, so the first and most obvious way to rectify this problem is to listen to more English. I would suggest that you start watching English movies and TV series as a part of preparation for the exam. This also gives you a glimpse of the culture in other countries, which will help you once you move to the country you want to. Another method that you can adopt is listening to fast-paced English music and watching YouTube videos that are in English, like TED Talks, for example. In this particular video I have slowed down the audio speed so that everyone can understand easily. If you want to see how a normal monologue in neutral accent would sound like, I suggest that you check out the videos that I have uploaded to the channel before this one. It is better to listen to music while you're traveling, as it will reduce the amount of wasted time and the results will be evident very fast. An alternate way to improve your listening skills with songs is to try writing down every 8th or 9th word in the lyrics as you listen to the song. You will see massive improvements in days if you practice diligently. As you improve at this exercise, you could proceed till you reach the absolute insane stage of writing every 3rd word in the lyrics. I would like to warn you to not attempt this exercise with rap music, as its speed would probably drive you insane. The obvious next step, once you're used to listening to English, is to practice listening tests, which are available on the internet for free. But the most important thing to keep in mind is that you should not overdo it. If you practice more than 2 or 3 tests a day, it is highly likely that you will end up detesting the exam, which will affect your score. Finally, the last and most important thing to do is to remain calm, even if you miss 1 or 2 answers. My advice is to take 3 deep breaths and exhale before beginning the module, as it is one of the fastest ways to prevent panicking and improving your concentration. Even if you miss an answer or 2, you will have a good idea about what the answer is going to be, so you will be just fine. I would like to request you to try out these techniques and give me a feedback on how you performed during your exam after following these tips. If you liked this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, and please don't forget to click on the bell icon to enable notifications.